Hello and welcome to number 2 Sports Ground for the greater NHRU major semi-final between Premiers Wanderers and the minor Premiers Hamilton. We're under blue skies and sunshine here. Again, I'm joined by Josh Cullen, Maitland Mercury rugby scribe, and also a proud Maitland Black. Good afternoon, Josh.
Afternoon, Jimmy. Yeah, perfect conditions for rugby this afternoon.
Well, it didn't look that way a couple of hours ago. The big black clouds were coming in from the north and there was quite a bit of rain, but nothing but blue skies today, and a little bit of breeze I think will pick up from the south. May have an impact on the game, but perfect conditions as you mentioned. Today we have the minor Premiers Hamilton, who have only lost the one game this year. That was to Merewether Carlton about 4 weeks out from the start of the finals, versus the defending Premiers Wanderers, whose only 2 losses this season have been to Hamilton. So 2 teams in form. Teams number 1, 2 should be a belter.
Yeah, super consistent, the Hawks this year under Coach Coleman. All facets of the game, set piece, broken play. They've been excellent across the park with forwards and backs, and that's why they've deservedly finished on top of the ladder.
Before we expand a little bit more on the first grade, we'll just go through the lower grades this afternoon. It's been a blue day so far. Wanderers triumphing in all 3 of the lower grades. It started the day with 3rd grade, where Wanderers 13 were too good for Merewether 9. The same 2 teams fought out the Colts under 20 competition major semi, and again that was Wanderers 45 over Merewether 0. And then in 2nd grade we've seen the 2 Blues 26 defeat Beaches 7. So a little bit of pressure on the 2 Blues first grade, mate.
Yeah, certainly is. They'll be hoping to make it a clean sweep today and all 4 teams into the grand final, and I suppose their fingers will be crossed to maybe even go 4 major titles this year after falling just short last year.
Yeah, 2nd grade with the team that let them down last year, but certainly they've been probably the most impressive of the Wanderers teams to date, only dropping 1 game. And of course, after the first grade fixture today, we have the women's grand final between Wanderers again versus that defending Premiers, chasing a 3rd straight title up against the arch rivals Merewether Carlton. So plenty of rugby to be played.
Yeah, Carlton had a really good win in the women's last week against University, who of course have Margaret Watson, Australian representative, part of that squad, and cracker game, but it was Merewether that went through, and look forward to that decider later this afternoon.
And of course that will be covered live again by Bar TV, so looking after Grass Sports, the Bar TV crew. Mate, we'll have a quick look at these 2 teams. Hamilton, 4 major inclusions. They've had the week off after, of course, winning the minor premiership, with 4 big players to come back. Steve Lamont at hooker, the captain. He spent a few weeks overseas. He's back on deck. The fullback in their strike power, Eric Vasakikakau at fullback. He gives them that potency. And then the leading try scorer in the competition, Lufiso Vasagotti. He's recovered from an arm injury. And the third one, and possibly the most important for mine, is the inclusion of number 8, Joe Ackersdyke. All big players and big performers in big games.
What a major forward to be able to bring into a semi-final clash. That's just a huge boost for the Hawks squad, and no doubt that'll put them a long way towards trying to get the biscuits today.
And as we mentioned, the Hawks just making their way onto the ground. We'll just go through their team nice and quickly. At loosehead prop is Peter Bakarich, the hooker and captain Steve Lamont, tight head Fava Silla, the 2 second rowers are Chris Nagy and Savannah Rockabara, of course the big Fijian former international. The back row is Gareth Tilse, Tweedy Assey and Joe Ackersdyke. Half-back Ivan Walkling. The fly half today, Jason Keelan. The 2 wingers are Sorelli Bainavalu and Lufiso Vasagotti. Plenty of tries in those 2. The centre pairing is Rob Smith and Tana Lautai. And the fullback, Eric Vasakikakau.
For the Wanderers today, they're 15 as they're just doing their last preparations in the sheds before making their way out onto number 2 Sports Ground. In the front row, we have Andrew Tuala and Colin Hovel. In at hooker, Ben Christensen. The second row, Blair Rush and Callan Groth. The back 3, Daniel Martin, Phil Bradford and Ben Ham. In the halves, Luke Sherwood and Luke Simmons. On the wing, Bill Coffey, who had a fantastic game, man of the match last weekend in their semi-final win against the Waratahs. Zach Atala on the other wing, and they were certainly the 2 go-to men. Tanner Felix in at number 12, 13, Taipua Rahul, and Cal McDonald is the fullback.
Yeah, and the interesting inclusion there on the side of the scrum for Wanderers is that of Phil Bradford, Australian schoolboy last year. Played majority of schoolboy at hooker. He's played the majority this year at Colts at hooker, but he comes in on the side of the scrum. That's purely for the contest at the breakdown. Very strong over the ball. With our referee Des Gilbert today, he does certainly let both teams have a real crack there. So I think that will be one of the key areas from which today's game will be determined.
And obviously, Wanderers looking to improve a little bit on last week's showing. They dropped a lot of ball. There's a lot of turnover, so they'll be looking to keep that ball in hand a lot cleaner, I think, this week, and they'll have to be to contest here against Hamilton.
And the last time they took on Hamilton was only 4 weeks ago, and they didn't throw a lot at them that day. The scoreline was only 18-17, but Wanderers did most of their attacking, just one out stuff. Their wingers and centres came in off the back line to just truck it up, and they didn't really throw a lot at Hamilton's defensive line, and they were pretty confident that if they take the same tactics today, well, Hamilton have every confidence in their defence. So I expect Wanderers to change things up a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt at all. And look, Hamilton are going to be quite fresh, obviously, having the week off. They're going to be very keen to get into it today. They'll want to start on the front foot, probably get some points. They're running from left to right. They've just switched over there, the teams. Wanderers obviously did enough to get the job done last week, and they've got plenty of improvement in them, that's for sure.
No doubt, as we said, Jez Gilbert about to blow time on in our major semi-final, brought to you by the Grader. Jason Keeling has the ball, drops it. Nice high start up into the sun. Lovely take there by Daniel Martin, got up really high. Looking for a settler here. Luke Simmons just takes it to the line. Has a man on the inside but goes to ground instead. They pour in there, Hamilton. Good aggressive defence, but still they get it out. Shift it 2 passes wide. Looks like Cal Groff trucks that one up, makes 2 or 3 metres. Good positive start by both teams. Luke Sherwood passes that a little bit wide. Ben Ham just a bit flat-footed there, only makes a yard or 2. Sherwood again looking for the ball. Andrew Tuala gets an opportunity to wind up, beats 1, beats 2, gets him over the ad line. Simmons again, cut out pass to Ham, involved early. Nice little pop ball. They got numbers on the outside here. Ooh, good tackle in there and had to be made. It was Tanner Felix that goes to ground. Luke Simmons inside ball to Cal Groff. Takes 1 or 2, sneaks away, rolls over. 6 or 7 phases, maybe 8 phases now by the two Blues, mounting some good pressure. Ham again, heavily involved earlier. Good tackle from Steve Lamont. Simmons has Tuala on the outside, shows and goes himself, loses his footing. Tanner Felix again wearing 13. This time it goes to Zakatala. Met. Ooh, good strong defence. They've held him up here, the Hawks. He needs to get the ground quickly, and he does. Ben Ham shows it, but only goes forward 1 or 2 yards. Defence holding up strongly here at the moment. Josh, as we see it, we've got little numbers here. Daniel Martin on the outside. Oh, big Sever Rockabara comes across with a heavy tackle. Just as I said, they weren't going anywhere. They made a little break on the outside again. They shifted to the right. This time Ham, well met. Tackle that had to be made. I think it was Jason Keeling who rushed up out of the line. They go to the right again. Simmons. Atala's got a man on his outside. Finds the Rahui. Rahui in a bit of space. Goes for the corner. He's got 1 man to beat. Comes on the inside. Good tackle in the end. I think it was Bassett Kikakawa came across. They've held him up here right near that right touchline.
No.
Great start to this game, Josh.
It's fantastic. Wanderers, this is all the way back from their own 22. Offload there from Ham. If they spread it left here, they're on.
Rahui goes to ground with a solid tackle. Tough pass to pick up. This time it goes to Martin. He goes forward, got the arm free, but can't. Support didn't quite get there in time, but they noted up on the outside. Luke Simmons there, gets around Stephen Lamont. What a great start to the Wanderers in the corner. That's the sort of premiership football they were playing last year, Josh.
That's incredible from the two Blues. They have worked that from the kickoff after catching it on the 22 all the way down to the try line. That's between 15 and 20 phases. Really controlled. Very good work from the Wanderers and deserving the try. What controlled rugby?
Well, if we thought they were a bit slow and lacking a bit of crispness and sharpness last week, they certainly have started with all blazes here. What a shot that was from Zakatala. Just said, get out of my road. It looked like it was going to break down here in Rahui. He just got caught by a great tackle. I think it was Bassett Kikakawa who came across. He just managed to hold up the support, got there in numbers, and then they just kept working it. They didn't push the things. They didn't, I won't say panic. They just didn't overplay their hand. They just set it again. Ben Ham, nice little shoulder. This time it was Tuala who came in. Numbers, the defence line is stretched here. All of a sudden, Luke Simmons just finds a little outside ball for Daniel Martin. Again, sucking in more defenders. In the end, it was always going to be a case of numbers too many, and Luke Simmons had 1 to beat. That was Steve Lamont. He was always going to get outside him and go over in the corner. Fantastic start for the two Blues.
Composure. I think composure was probably the best thing there. They had the chance to go over wide, and as the two Blues, nice strike there from Zakatala. That's from the western touchline. That's a conversion, and that's now 7-0 after 3 minutes to the Wanderers over Hamilton. Dream start from the two Blues.
Interesting to see Zakatala take that conversion as well. We saw last week Luke Simmons had the kicking duties. He missed the first penalty, then missed 3 conversions before Zakatala took over at the death, and they nearly lost that, even though they scored 4 tries to 1. So they've obviously had a chat midweek and decided that Zach would start today, and he's had a fantastic start, knocking that one straight over the back line as Hamilton put this deep into the 22. Luke Sherwood sizes up the options and takes the odds to finding touch, and just does that. It's about 10 metres inside the Hamilton half, and finally Hamilton get their hands on the ball.
They've just touched it. What's this? After 4 minutes, first time the Hawks have actually had a chance. They've got the line out just inside their own half. I'll tell you what, they probably want to keep it for a while here after that, because if they can repeat what Wanderers did there and work their way all the way down the field, they'll be looking to strike back. But they're just a bit of a relief, I think, just to have the ball in hand as it comes off the line out to we've got the centres there, working their way towards the half on the right-hand side of the field. One out there.
Yeah, Joe Akersdyke has his first touch, hasn't played for 3 weeks with that elbow injury. A little show and go there from Ivan Walkley, stuck his nose through, but Wanderers come back and scramble well to get him in cover. A bit of a scrap here at the breakdown as Rockabaro just takes it forward 1 or 2 metres. In fact, it was Sorelli Bainavalo in there looking for some work.
That looks like a Kevin Nguama haircut, actually, that one just there.
A little turnover here. A little bit of afters. Des Gilbert finds a offside, I think he's called there. Just interesting in back play, it was... I think Chris Nagy decided he didn't like the fact that Cal McDonald's wearing headgear and decided he'd take that off him and send it into touch. So a little bit of feeling there from the Hawks. They needed to respond, and they have with a bit of aggression.
Yeah, and they've got the ball, got the penalty now. They can make some territory here, getting that ball into touch downfield. And now their chance to attack the Wanderers' defence.
Steve Lamont will take the line-out duties. As we said, he's been overseas for 3 weeks, hasn't been involved, only flew in on Monday. So, and Joe Akersdyke, who normally is their go-to man in the line-out. So both those players have been absent, so we should see how quickly they find their groove. This time they decide to go to Tilse at the back, an easy win off the top, straight to Keelan. Dummies to Rockabara, said, give us to Smith. Lautai comes in off his inside shoulder. Good tackle there, held up high, but he finally gets to ground. Gareth Tilse, little run around move, Walkley, show and go, but wrapped up nicely by Andrew Tuala. Wanderers coming through at the breakdown. That's a kick a cow. Shrugs off 1 or 2. Oh, they're finally brought into that touchline. Again, good positive start from the Two Blues. They're up for this.
Fantastic defence there from Wanderers. Were able to push Hamilton out wide, and that was over the sideline.
Yeah, Colin Hobble was the man, the enforcer there, using his muscle. Andrew Tuala to throw this line out for the Two Blues. Looks like they go to the front to Blair Rush. Good strong win at number 2. Simmons to Dan Martin. He gets it to the quarter line. Ooh, support was a little bit slow to get there.
Might be a turnover here.
I think we're going to see a fair bit of this today. Play getting slowed down at the breakaway. Bill Coffey in off his wing, finds Rahui. That pass went behind a tally. He brings it back in, gets down the outside, hasn't got much room to work with, and just puts his foot into touch. We've already seen the tackle contest. We said it's going to be crucially important to this game. Des Gilbert does let blokes get in there and contest it. I think we're going to see a lot of slow ball.
Well, it was pretty close there, Hamilton making the turnover on the 22. Wanderers were able to retain it, but it'll be Hamilton who had the chance here with the line out just inside the Wanderers' half.
It's like they're going long to the back. Akersdyke takes that nicely again off the top. Keelan shows the ball to Rockabaro. Rob Smith, so dangerous last week. Out the back to Vasa Kikakau. He's met by a low tackle from Rahui. Good little defender, Rahui, for someone his size. Oh, Gareth Tilse has to hurdle one there. Does well to get the ball back in the end. A little bit disorganised here, the Hawks. They need some ball runners. They're all on the right for them. Rockabaro just takes it forward 1 or 2 metres. Met in a low tackle by Luke Sherwood.
I think they're still recovering from that opening 4 minutes, Jimmy.
I think I'm still recovering from the opening 4 minutes. Rob Smith again, this time a bit flat-footed and met with a wall of defence. One pass out, Tills shows it on the inside, just only trucks it forward 1 or 2 metres, but again, support gets there. Steve Lamont looking for work, got that big palm out, got over the ad line, they're starting to build here, the Hawks. Short side again from Walkling, shows and goes, nearly slips through.
He's looked quite dangerous, Walkling, coming off the ruck.
No, I think he's the best halfback in the competition. He's certainly one of the veterans, but he's lost nothing over the years. As they shift it to the right, Lautai steps back in, beats Cal McDonald, tries to get through the tackle of Martin, finally goes to ground. Lamont deputises at halfback, finds Jason Keeling, ball out in front of him. Vasa Kikakau, big filler. Out in the wing, he palms off one, he looks for a second, he dishes the ball out. I don't think he was expecting that one.
Not often to get a front row out in the wing, actually.
Again, this time it's Hamilton who's got all the ball. They've strung 6 or 7, or maybe 10 phases together. This is great stuff, what you expect from the 2 top teams in the competition. Ooh, Wanderers up a bit quick there. Lucky to get away with that, I think. He's got a steal as well. Rahui.
Very borderline to offside there.
Well, no, the turnover comes back. Bakovic floats the ball out to Tilse. Good rugby this. Great start from both teams. Bainavalu in looking for work. again, he's met with some good defence. Rockabara gets a chance to wind up, steps off his big right foot.
He's got some size about him.
120 kilo minimum, they say. I reckon he's got a bit more. Oh, Tui Assi puts the ball on the ground and gets a fortuitous bounce. It looks like Daniel Lata. He's going to score. What a great piece of enterprise. They weren't getting around through the defence, so they decided to put it on the toe. And a great reply, instant reply from the Hawks.
Absolutely. Look, a little bit lucky, but you've got to make your own luck. And they've put that on the boot, got a bit of a ricochet, and it was into the hands of the Hawks. And that's 7-5 now. With a kick to come, they could even this game up. And again, it was off the back of that continuous possession and that phase play as we look at the replay here for William Hill. Spreading it to the right, yeah, just off the hand there of the Wanderers, and still had some work to do there. Beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, and 20 metres later, that's try time for the Hawks.
Yeah, okay. This game's, we suggested this game might be a belter, and certainly the opening 10 minutes you couldn't ask for any more action.
It's been fantastic from both sides too. We saw, of course, Wanderers work the ball upfield the entire way to score their first try. And Hamilton have really done the same there. Once they got the ball in hand and had a bit of continuous possession, strung some phases together, and they've been able to reply. And now with a kick to come for Jason Keelan on the western touchline here. Good kicker, one of the best in the business going around in this competition. That's no doubt about that.
Yeah, they gave him a week to freshen up just before the start of the semis. He had some groin issues last year. They've had to manage that, but I think he had an ankle issue, and he certainly come back, and he's so influential for him. He takes the ball to the line. That's the thing I like about him.
Yeah, a couple of times already, the draw and pass, getting the defenders out.
He comes from a rugby league background, so it took him a couple of years to get his game management right, but this year certainly he's been outstanding.
Just lining it up here. Keelan moves in. Just pushes that one to the right. So Hamilton 5, Wanderers 7, but a cracker start. What a wonderful 12 minutes we have here at number 2 Sports Ground for the major semi-final.
Of course, we thank our partners today, the Greater Building Society, NIB, Biotech, Tulloch Wines, Tui's, and of course the Newcastle Herald. For all your rugby news, go to www.theherald.com.au. Zakatala ready for the restart, puts that one a bit deeper, wobbly old kick, still manages to find its way into the 22. Joe Ackersdyke takes the clean catch, they spread it to the right. Assi shows a little footstep, goes to Backeridge, to Vasagotti, he puts it on the toe. Plenty of cover back there, Luke Simmons lets that one bounce, just picks it up prior to going into his own 22, so he can't find touch from there. Atala has a look up, says I'm going to run this, finds Luke Sherwood, he ducks back in, goes to ground. I think you'll see both teams looking to keep ball in hand for the majority rather than kick. Both very good counter-attackers. This time it was Cal Groth that ducked his head forward. We've got numbers here on the left, the two Blues. They just need to spin it. Cal McDonald to Martine. He goes forward and is met by Rob Smith. The defence comes across. Blair Rush gets upended there. Looking for some runners. Simmons at the back, that ball out the back. They're certainly playing with a lot more expansive game than we saw the last time they played Hamilton, the two Blues. They're looking to get outside those defensive lines of theirs. Ben Ham just brushes out of the road. One Hawks defender. He's got a little bit of room here. Finds Rahui on the right. Rahui in open space. He's got kicker counter beat. Steps off the left. Comes off the right. Ducks his head. He needs some support. Is it getting there? It is just now, but a bit slow. Some danger signs out there on that edge for the Hawks.
They've been fantastic there.
A little turnover and a penalty. Hands in the ruck. The call by Des Gilbert. An opportunity here for the two Blues potentially to go for 3 or find the corner and try and produce one of those rolling maws that they've had so much joy with throughout the season.
Wonderful run down that far touchline, but it was set up initially off the back of the ruck by Ben Ham. Quick pick up, quick release, draw and pass, and they were able to make those metres and now give themselves a chance.
You see the William Hill replay here. Just had numbers there on the right. Rahui put his ears back. He had a couple to beat. He took the right option for mine. He didn't try and force things. In the end, he went to ground, made sure they recycled possession. And from there, Hamilton no other choice but to penalise. That scrappy line out there, but Wanderers managed to get it at the back. What it has done is disrupt that rolling maul there. So they shovel it to the left. Simmons looking for runners. Out the back, this time to Cal McDonald. They got numbers on the outside. He's only got to give it to Bill Coffey. He does! Another try! They're playing expansive footy today, the two Blues, and they're coming up with rewards.
Bill Coffey, another 5-pointer. He's always in the mix, and this time he didn't have to do the hard work. It was all done for him. They set it up with that great run down the touchline. Found with the line out, got it back, spread it to the left, and Wanderers have gone over again. Second try inside the first 15 minutes for the two Blues.
Well, Scott Coleman said this week he expected the Wanderers to play with a bit more width and go away from that simple game plan. As we see the William Hill replay here, not a great deal on. It was just a matter of numbers. And once Cal McDonald got outside, it was a Vasa Kikakau came across and he just drew in the winger. And from there, Bill Coffey had an easy passage to the try line. He brings it around to make it nice and easy for his goal kicker. This is a hell of a game.
Fantastic, yeah. One pass in behind, one long, and then it was just a simple drawing pass to get across the line. Fantastic play from the two Blues. There's Zakatala, the goal kicker this week for Wanderers. He's already struck the first one nicely from the same side of the field. Moves in. Makes no mistake, and that's now 14 to the Wanderers. Hamilton 5 after a fantastic opening 15 minutes to this major semi-final. There's no wonder these two teams were the top two. They've really put on a show so far. Two tries to one.
It's been at a frenetic pace too, so I'm interested to see how long it can go for. Of course, Hamilton, the fresher of the two, having not played last week. And I do know that the Wanderers coaching staff thought their team were a bit flat last week and they have eased the load, the training loads this week in an attempt to freshen them up. So early signs are good. This time Luke Sherwood finds about 15, 20 metres, gets the ball back up to near halfway from that restart. This game has really gone in three ebbs, hasn't it? The team with the ball has pretty much been the team that has scored tries.
Yes.
I mean, they've retained possession. They both would have had it for 10, 15 phases on each occasion.
Spot on the money, Jimmy. Absolutely.
Oh, a little steal there. Rockabaro. No, not a steal, sorry. He just wins that one. Obviously, the Hawks throw. Bainabalo met with a big tackle from, I think it was Martin. Rockabaro again. Cal McDonald up quickly. Meets him up high. Still managed to make 5 or 6 metres though.
Hands out.
Oh, lucky to get away with that. He says play on. No, Des Gilbert. Yeah, definitely offside there. Martin. They're playing advantage here for the Hawks. Walkling puts a little one in behind. Simmons gets back. Can't pick it up. Bainabalo puts it on the toe. It's going to be a sprint race now. 2 in it. And I thought he had it all money there. It was Basagotti or Tana Lato it was in the end.
Wanderers have just got the boot on that, but there wasn't much in it. That dive.
Certainly not much urgency there, was it? I thought
Taken back overboard.
Wanderers were almost waiting for the referee to blow his whistle, thinking that it was coming back for an advantage, but instead they've played on. It was a great little kick from Bainavalo, and it became a sprint race between Basagotti and I think it was Pete Bakarich, the other one, the prop forward. And yeah, Luke Simmons just got back in the nick of time and managed to get his foot to that and knock it over. So now it's a 5-metre scrum for the Hawks. Great platform, great opportunity here to strike back. Joe Ackersdyke at number 8. Their backs are set in a little pocket, nice and tight.
Very good identification there from Ivan Walking too. Had the advantage, put the chip over, and yeah, almost paid off.
They like in this opportunity. They like in this instance trying to get Vasa Kikakau one-on-one with his opposite. We see here the inside backs are tightly bunched, and Vasa Kikakau a good 15, 20 metres away from his outside centre. Good scrum. Ackersdyke from the back shows, little dummy, goes close, metre short. They're pouring in here, the Hawks, looking for a quick ball. The ball pops out the back. Cal McDonald comes up, little knock on. Yeah, good defence in the end it was. That ball just spilled out the back there, made it difficult for Ivan Walkling, and he had Cal McDonald in his face as well. So good test there for the two Blues, and they're up to it.
Yeah, they pounced very quickly on that loose ball. That was the best thing about that for the Wanderers. And we have a look at the replay from the scrum. Just a little pick and go off the back there, almost got across the line, and the Hawks were really set to the right hand side. If that had come out clean, it was probably try time if they were able to shift it, but a little bit messy, and it's Wanderers' ball.
It'll be a big test for the Wanderers scrum here. This is their put-in, obviously, but these two, I guess you can throw University in the mix, but certainly these two of the top two teams have the most powerful scrums, the strongest set piece, plenty of experience in both front rows.
Fine.
Andrew Tuala, Ben Christensen played for New South Wales Country this year for Wanderers, and of course Steve Lamont also played for New South Wales Country, and the other two have been their premiership front row for the last 4 or 5 years now. So that one just collapsing, a lot of pressure coming from both sides. The two front rows go to ground. Des Gilbert just having a chat to his touch judge there, Jared Logan, who will be in action tomorrow, refereeing the elimination semi-final. I think he has the second grade tomorrow. Rob Delbo has first grade, which is interesting.
He was certainly in action last week, Jared Logan. He got cleaned up in the defence, actually. It was a great photo online. The Merriweather boys are just getting mixed up.
He's wearing white and green, I guess.
Yeah.
Set.
So this scrum packs good hit from both sides. A lot of pressure coming in on the loose head side for the two Blues. Andrew Tuala just holding his ground there. Can't. Oh, again, this is a real battle, this one. It was almost as though Ben Christian didn't want to get his leg up the hook and take away that little bit extra strength and power coming through his second row. Was a real test of will as much as power, this set piece.
A lot of pressure on this scrum. A lot of pressure. Wanderers looking to consolidate that lead and clear this ball out as quickly as possible, and Hamilton, attempting to strike back and get a little bit closer.
Just looking at the two packs, you'd think Hamilton would have a slight advantage in the size department, particularly in the second row where Chris Nagy and, of course, Savo Rockabaro, two huge human beings.
They didn't miss meal time.
No, I wouldn't like to be supplying the fruit and produce, that's for sure.
Set.
Again, just struggling here on the loose head side. It's the third time that scrum's gone down.
Actually, seeing the background there too, a bit of AFL finals time over there as well. The netball grand finals over at the sports ground as well, or at National Park there. So all happening here.
Yeah, that time of the year, and it's great to be involved in sport this time of the year. Blue skies, the weather's warming up, everyone's reaching their finals and grand finals. And of course, the winner of this one goes straight through to the grand final here in a fortnight's time.
Loser will get that second chance next weekend in the preliminary.
Now, against the winner of Merriweather Carlton and the Waratahs, who will be here tomorrow, and us two will be again calling the action tomorrow live for you at Bar Sports. Again, we're just going early there, the Hawks. A real battle, this scrum. This scrum contest is going to be like this all day. I think those purists out there like myself who love a good scrum battle will be enjoying this. Those of you who aren't that familiar with it will be going, come on, guys, let's get on with it. We don't want to see those two big bullocks just go to ground every couple of minutes.
But fourth time that went down, that was enough. Penalty to Wanderers.
Just trying to get an advantage there. Pushing early was the call from Des Gilbert. A little bit of a lull in play, and we needed that really because the opening 15 minutes was absolutely frenetic.
Well, not only us, I think the players just need a bit of a breath.
Line out throw here, Tuala. Goes long, into the wind, great throw. Finds Cal Groff. They cut out the inside centre, a bit scrappy there. Cal McDonald has to clean it up. He does so. Rob Smith is up quickly to meet him. Needs to get this back. Number gets there in time. Hasn't rolled away there, Rob Smith, but again allowed to counteract the Hawks.
Could be a turnover here.
Yeah, Des Gilbert finally says you got to roll away. I thought he might have missed that one, but not sure whether he got a word from his touch judge there. It was on the blind side to him.
Wanderers a little bit lucky to get away with that. Not so much in the infringement, but just before that pass went to ground, didn't find the mark. There was a forward in the back line, and that hasn't found touch. Oh, no.
Put his head down. That's a kicker. Cow comes up, dummies to kick instead, goes straight, met by a low tackle. Bill Coffey around his ankles. Ivan Wortling just took a little, thought he might have took a step there. He was met with a big tackle from Blair Rush, but advantage being played here for the Hawks. Ackersdyke out in the backs, he finds Rob Smith, he gets on his outside, gets that big palm up, can't beat. Cal McDonald gets to his feet again, makes another metre or two. They go to the short side, Peter Bakarich. Good hands to Bainavalo. He's got a little bit of work with. Jason puts the afterburner on, nearly gets past one. In the end, it was a good tackle. It had to be made by Luke Simmons. Still on here for the Hawks. They need to get the ball back. Ivan Walkley there finds the runner. It's Lamont. Charges through. It wasn't Lamont, it was Ackersdyke indeed. This time, Keelan. Bounce pass. Finds Rob Smith. He's got Lamont on his outside. Dummies to him. Finds Bassakicker Cal McDonald meets him in a big tackle. Had to be made. He still spills the ball out the side. One-on-one here. Bassagotti up against Cal Groff. The second rower does well to grab a leg, wrestle him to the ground. Filler goes to the short side. Nah, not a good option in the end. I think it was Tweedy Assey who picked it up. Thought he had half a metre down the short side, but he was quickly bundled into touch. And Bill Coffey up to that test there on the short side. I think he would like to, if he had his time again, he might not have taken that option, Tweedy Assey. But again, good enterprising play from the Hawks and equally good defence from the two Blues.
Yeah, super rugby from both sides. It's going edge to edge, both sides of the field. It's down the touchline as well. Yeah, just top play from both sides.
Just looks like Blair Rush has got a bit of blood streaming from his nose, needs a bit of attention. Michael Noonan makes his way on the runner. Of course, the 2005 first grade premiership captain. He runs some messages out. Both teams getting some well-deserved water there and taking a deep breath.
Yeah, frenetic start.
And both teams certainly showing their hand early. They're looking to play with some wit, play to the extremities. They've both got pace to burn out wide, and we've seen the wingers heavily involved, particularly Bainavalo and on this side Vasagotti for the Hawks. And it's been Rahui's been the one that's really done the damage on the edges for the two Blues.
And some good hands also from the forwards getting the balls to those wingers. On 2 occasions now, Peter Bacharach from the Hawks has done that down the left-hand side. And we saw earlier from the Wanderers, Ben Ham off the back of a ruck, sending it up out wide for his men with the speed.
Yeah, no doubt the skill level of the modern-day forward is way and beyond what it used to be even 15 years ago. I reckon they have to be equally good at ball playing as they are as scrummaging and lifting in line-outs nowadays. Just a little bit of conjecture here with where that one was taken into touch. Andrew Tuala to throw the line out. Two Blues go a full deck. They go to the front dummy there. Instead they find a little bit sloppy. Aggersdyke through. This is a try. Looks like they've got a try. They've stolen it from the Knight. Poor line out through a bit of miscommunication there, and Aggersdyke, the quickest to react. What a reply. They probably thought they were going to get it 2 minutes early when they made that bust, but in the end it came from a little bit of sloppiness at the line out. Joe Aggersdyke was quick to it, burst through, grabbed the ball, over. Thief in the night.
A little bit of feeling there post-try, but Jimmy, that's the costliest of mistakes. When you're 5 metres out,
see the William Hill replay here. It looks like they initially go to the front, they balk Blair Rush, and they decide to go there instead, but he just overcooks it. Andrew Tuala, the ball popped up perfectly for Aggersdyke, and he only had a couple of metres to go, and we see it again. Just overcooked it. The lift wasn't quite right. Aggersdyke, great little catch. Only a metre short. You're not going to stop him from there.
A bit of a shake, rattle and roll there to get the ball down, but got the job done. And now the Hawks within 4. And a kick to come from this Western touchline. Fantastic work from the Hawks, though. Like you said, probably could have got a crossover on 2 occasions there on either side of the field, but it was from the mistake of the Wanderers off that line out that they were able to get the 5 points. Now replied, they're back in this. Only 4 points in it, 14 minutes remaining in this first half. And Jason Keelan just lining this one up. Missed his first one, pushed it a little bit to the right. You're hoping this one will go straight between the sticks.
Similar position to his first one, possibly 2 or 3 metres infield from his last one. Wasn't quite able to draw it around. This time approaches, overcorrects too much. This time he goes to the left of the post. So a costly miss there from the normally super boot of Jason Keelan.
So score remains Wanderers 14, Hamilton 10. 27 minutes gone in this major semi-final for Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union on Bar TV Sports.
Zakatala just sends a message to his forwards. This one's going nice and high, down near the quarter line. Just outside, Aggersdyke takes the catch, makes 2 or 3 metres, gets up again, looking for an extra yard. Walkling to Chris Nagy, pushed sideways there, good wall defence from the two Blues. The numbers on the right, Keelan puts up the high bomb, doesn't make much ground, straight up in the air, that one off the side of his foot. Tanner Felix under it, finds Bill Coffey, bit of a pressure pass, but he does well out of it. Comes back on his inside to his support. Numbers on the left here, the two Blues. Blair Rush met by a strong tackle from front on tackle from Steve Lamont. Ball at the back. Wanderers a bit slow getting here. Tanner Felix takes a bit of work off the forwards. This time they go to the short side. Bill Coffey is all met with a good tackle around the bootlaces. Still gets the ball away. Blair Rush in a bit of space. Can he make it to the big fella? Stretches out. He's over. Great try. It was a lovely little ball. I nearly didn't see it. It was such a good ball. But Blair Rush shows a clean pair of heels. Of course, his old man played for the All Blacks. He was a winger / fullback. He showed a clean pair of heels there. He had 10 metres to go and brushed off one. And I don't think he's run that far to score a try, certainly since he's been at the two Blues.
Fantastic work there. I think it was Callan Groth that actually got the ball off Bill Coffey there at the back of the ruck.
See the William Hill replay here. Tanner Felix here, just taking a bit of work of his forwards. I'll leave it with you, Josh. You can call this. So you had your eyes on it.
So Bill Coffey, there he is, Callan Groth. Fantastic work. Takes it off Bill Coffey. Blair Rush does the rest, dash down the sideline, and that's try time for the Wanderers. And that could be a very telling blow. Yeah, we were 2 tries apiece, and now with 10 minutes to go in this first half, that could be a very telling blow in this game. Wanderers with their third try, now 19-10 up with a kick to come. But once again, you get a little bit of ball, and that's certainly proved to be the difference so far.
And you couldn't really fault the defence so far in many of these tries. It's all just been through classic ball playing and just finding your man, hitting the ball at pace, drawing and passing, creating the overlap, running to the space, all the things that I guess get coached to methodically to them throughout the season, and they're executing it, both teams.
Zacatella strikes that very well from the western touchline once again. That's 3 from 3 for the winger of the Two Blues, and that's now 21-10. The Two Blues over Hamilton in this major semi-final. 11 points the difference, 10 minutes remaining in this first half. What a major semi-final we have here. Can Hamilton now strike back once more? They got 10 minutes too before that half-time siren.
They go long again to Luke Sherwood. Hasn't got the biggest boot in the Two Blues side. He managed to knock that one down the middle of the park. It's opportunity here to counter. It's Assey building up a bit of pace. Gets that big fend out. Tries to get away from Blair Rush, who eventually brings him to ground. Numbers folding around to the right here. Pete Bakarich met by Cal Groff this time. Tries to hold him up. Bakarich does well to get the ground. Oh, good clean out there from the Hawks. Ball in behind to Keelan. He says, let's get out of here. Puts it down inside or towards the 22 for Luke Simmons to take the catch. He does a banana kick, looking for that bit of territory. This time Iveland walking under it.
You're right.
Moves to centre field. Bassa Kikakau. Haven't seen too much of him so far. Assey again. He winds up, running straight at Andrew Tuala. He puts it high. Bill Coffey under it. They're pouring through. He has a look, Bill Coffey. Yeah, good pressure from Assey and let him know too. A little slap on the head. I'm coming at you, big fella, he says. And Bill Coffey, occasionally his hands can let him down, and that was one occasion when they indeed did.
I don't blame you for having a look though. That if you got that sort of player running at you at speed, it certainly wasn't going to end pretty there. But Bill Coffey, the mistake after the up and under here.
On the William Hill replay we see, just has a little look just as he goes to catch that one.
Yeah.
Comes off his fingertips. Assey comes through, meets him with a little bit of afters, and then reminds him that I'll be coming at you all day, son.
Opportunity here for the Hawks.
Probably the first real mistake we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than a couple of players being wrong options and been tackled into
or penalised.
But a little bit of chitter chat going on out there.
Yeah, high quality so far.
Fine.
Hawks back, set to the left here, pretty standard formation. Smith at inside centre, Lautel on his left shoulder, Bassa Kikakau up in the line. Goes across, this time hits Rob Smith, ducks his head, tries to get through the tackle. McDonald can't do it. Walkling, waiting for his runners. That ball behind, just mistimed it there. Yeah, on the spot too. Des Gilbert finds the knock on. He just had a little bit of a look, waited a fraction too long there, Ivan Walkling, and his runner had gone by. It was Chris Nagy, not happy with himself.
And after the first mistake, we have our second one straight up, back to back. But no, it's been a very high quality encounter so far. We have a look at the replay. Yeah, just in behind there, not able to reel that one in. And that's a turnover. It'll be the Wanderers scrum just inside their own half.
32 minutes gone, Wanderers leading 21-10. First time I think Hamilton have been trailed by 11 points in a game I can remember this year.
Crouch.
So this will be a test of their character as much as anything else.
That's a true stat.
Fine.
Jimmy Gardner.
Set.
Well, yeah, only dropping one game all year.
Yeah, they did go through a patch where they fell behind by a try at most going into half-time there for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and they responded in the second half and blew teams away. Not sure they'll be able to blow a team away today, but certainly they know they've got in them that they can come back from this sort of situation.
That's what those sort of teams can do too. You know, you get in that on that run, you get that momentum, and you just get that winning culture, and you just find ways to do it. And Hamilton have certainly done that this year.
Just while they're packing this scrum at half-time, we're going to have a chat to a former Hamilton Hawk and current New South Wales Country Eagle, Nick Palmer, who's home for the day. The Eagles have got the bye from the NRC, so he's come home to watch his Hawks go around. Of course, he'll be playing here on the 24th of September when the Country Eagles take on Queensland Country. That scrum, Wanderers just struggling at the set piece. You would think, I thought he was offside. They're looking for a penalty, was Luke Sherwood, but just a slap down from Ivan Walkling, and certainly the battle of the set piece, you would think the Hawks just got their noses in front at the moment.
Yeah, just
applying
ahead.
plenty of pressure. Bit
of pressure here too. Look in midfield.
Have a look at the replay here. You just see that power coming through. Ball caught under the feet there of Andrew Tuala, and they get a little bit of a turn on it, but Walkling it snuck up on the outside shoulder of Luke Sherwood and just batted that one straight to ground as he went to pass it.
Wanderers get another chance here.
Back line split. They've got Cal McDonald on the right with Zacatella. On the left they have a bank of Luke Simmons, Tanner Felix. Very similar setup to the way the Hawks were set for that last scrum.
Set.
Tanner Felix was like the man who will be giving the ball to try and get over the ad line and get him on the front foot. Better scrum from the two Blues, but again the power comes through late from the Hawks, and this time they might have been successful. Yeah, tight head. Great scrum from the Hawks. Walkling goes to the left. Ooh, bootlaces pick up, puts it on the toe. Bonavalo flying through. He looks like he's got Zacatella beaten for pace, but that ball just rolls into touch. Good signs here for the Hawks at scrum time.
If they weren't ahead, they certainly are now after getting that one against the
shove,
feed.
Wasn't it? Wanderers thought they had the initial hit. The ball was in the under the second rower's feet. They thought it was going to be a nice, steady, solid ball, but they come with a second shove and went right through the middle and over the top of them. Big line out here. Andrew Tuala, will that last one be filtering through his mind? He overcooked it. They look to go the back and they go that way. Good quality throw there to Cal Groff. Ooh, just got caught behind his man there, but got away with that one. Luke Sherwood looking for a forward runner. Instead, they go to the back to Zacatella. Attempts to roost this down, has plenty of time. Tries to peel off a good 40 metres, but Bonavalo will look to play this quickly, will he? No. Just gets caught up with the post over there on that side between his legs.
You've always got to look for number 16 there, the corner
post.
Exactly.
In the two Blues colours too. We'll see here, pressure line out throw this one, but Andrew Tuala, confidence player, hits the mark.
Yeah, great work, especially after only 5 minutes earlier conceding that try from a line out. Good recovery there.
The Hawks now 10 metres inside the two Blues territory. Aggersdyke, little flick pass out the back. Nagy wasn't ready for it. Turnover. Cal McDonald puts it on the boot. Oh, that one just screws towards the left. I thought maybe ball in hand might have been the option there. They seemingly had a 2 or 3 man overlap, but they all... Again, both teams playing a bit of cat and mouse here. The Hawks dummied a quick line out. Yeah, Chris Nagy's having a disappointing end of the half with his hands, but that one was a bit of a pressure pass. I didn't think he expected Joe Aggersdyke to do the Gidley out the back. That one overcooked. Knocked back, says Des Gilbert. Assie cleans up at the back of the line out. Walkling barking instructions to his forwards. A little chip kick from Keeling. Doesn't come off, but Bakarich cleans it up from a charge down. Just seeing a little bit scrappy here as the half wears on. Gareth Tills dummies to the outside and takes it forward. Two Blues appealing for hanging on, but it has been a turnover. Ooh, Andrew Tuala not happy with that call. Thought he might have been on his feet there, but Des Gilbert says no.
Yeah, penalty to Hamilton there. It's come a little bit of a battle in midfield here at the moment after what was fairly free-flowing opening 30 minutes. We'll have a look at the replay here. Ball spreads to the right.
On his feet there, Andrew Tuala got his hands on the ball, has the ruck formed. I thought he had every right to play it, that one. Bit unlucky there. I think Andrew Tuala
seemed to do the right thing. Referee disagreed.
He was on the spot, and I guess it's easier up here in the stands when you get a couple of replays. Steve Lamont, they go long. Just gets it over the top. Ball at the back for Rockabaro. Winds up in a hole. Got Cal McDonald to beat. Oh, sloppy carry. He says it's gone back. There's Gilbert. Again, another knockback, but looks like they've got a turnover here, the two Blues. The one they needed. They were on the front foot there, the Hawks. Luke Simmons, no one at home for the Hawks. That one manages to find touch and a pressure reliever. Ooh, tell you what, that's the first time we've seen Big Rockabaro wind up and get in space, and he just needed that carry, just a loose carry there, and the ball spilled out. It was all that was lacking.
He found the hole, no doubt about that. Went straight through, set the Hawks up, but unfortunately wasn't able to keep hold of it.
Ball steal at the front from Blair Rush. Again, things getting a bit sloppy here. Both teams, no doubt, it's tiring after that frenetic start to this major semi-final. Blair Rush at the back. He finds Bill Coffey. Ball goes behind. I think both teams looking forward to the half-time break just to suck it in and start again.
Yeah, very quick first 30 minutes that we had, and taking its toll at the back end of the first half. A few mistakes in a row from both sides. Some turnovers in midfield. We have a look at the William Hill replay, and That one just went straight down from Bill Coffey. Hasn't quite been as dangerous this week.
I guess the past few weeks where he's had to come in and do some extra work because it's been that pretty basic game plan, whereas today they play with plenty of width. He's been able to stay on his wing and wait for those opportunities. The Hawks, their back set up deep to the left. Minute short of half, well, certainly a minute left in regulation time. Perhaps a little bit of injury time, but not much in the first half. Ivan Walkling feeds this one. Both scrum front rows go down. Chewing a bit more time off the clock.
It's about half a dozen times now that scrum collapsing. Both teams just trying to get that little advantage.
Just giving his boots a bit of a clean there, Ben Christensen. Of course, we mentioned Phil Bradford playing today. We haven't really mentioned his name too often. That probably shows he's been on the ball doing his job.
Part of the invisible workers. Good crowd in today too, Jimmy. Good buzz here at number 2.
You tend to find when one club has 4 grades in the finals, the numbers can drop off a bit, but interesting to see both representatives from the Waratahs and Merida Carlton, who are of course playing in the elimination semi-final tomorrow, having a view of proceedings as the Hawks go to the left. Shows it one. Vasa Kikakau finds out Baina Barlow in space. He's got some wheels. All ball out the back. Only need to go to hand. Instead, it was a Wanderers player who got a toe to it. Bit scrappy. Ball goes back. Rob Smith has to clean up. Des Gilbert says went backwards.
No hands, blue.
They're in a bunch here, both teams. A couple of forwards lingering out in the back line for the Hawks. They go to the back to Jason Keelan. Thinks about kicking it. Instead, passes to Lautai. Lautai steps off his right. Beats Martin. Cal Groff has to come across. He's got through a power of work, Groff, in the first half. The numbers get there. They fold around the left. This time it's Gareth Tills. The Wanderers try and hold him up here. Tuala's got his hand around the ball. Finally gets to the ground. Ball stuck there though. Des Gilbert saying roll away. Yeah, he was held up. Hawks took that ball in. It was Andrew Tuala who, a bit of afters too. He doesn't like what's happening in that tackle. Gareth Tills gets up with a smile on his face, but you don't see Andrew Tuala get flustered too often. When he does, he certainly can explode.
Fantastic defence there from Wanderers, though, able to create that turnover.
As referee Des Gilbert blows half-time, your major semi-finalists, the Wanderers, the Premiers, 21, leading Hamilton, the minor Premiers, 10. We'll go to a short break, and then we'll be back with, hopefully, Nick Palmer from the New South Wales Country Eagles.
At The Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact The Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
Welcome back. It's half time here in the major semi-final between Hamilton and Wanderers. Of course, Wanderers leading at the moment, 21-10. We were going to speak to New South Wales Country Eagles second rower Nick Palmer, who played with the Hawks a couple of years ago. Instead, we've managed to snare the New South Wales Country Eagles coach, Darren Coleman. Welcome, Darren.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
Brother Scott, coach of the Hamilton Hawks, finding it a little bit tough in the first half, but we're here to talk to you about the Country Eagles. You're here in just a bit over 2 weeks now for the game against Queensland. Very well. You had a country camp up here. Hopefully you get a crowd like this here on that Thursday night.
Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, no, the first half's been very entertaining. Lots of ball movement and a couple of those tries, particularly the first two, were on the back of some really controlled possession. It was good to see. Yeah, we're up here in a couple of weeks and looking forward to it. I think it's
24th of September, the Thursday, following the NHRU Grand Final.
Yeah, very excited for that.
And you've had a mixed start, one win, one loss, and the weekend off this week. Good opportunity just to reassess and regroup and go again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, we had a scratchy win first up, and then we were just overpowered by a strong Canberra team. And this week off, and then we head to Tamworth on Saturday. Yeah, to play Sydney Stars. So hopefully get back in the winners list there.
We mentioned Nick Palmer. Obviously, most of the interest from up here is around Nick. He was a guy that probably wasn't on the radar at the start of the year, but just through great form for Norths, no doubt earned his spot in your squad.
Definitely, yeah. No, Stixie's been a great acquisition. He's captain enthusiasm, and he's willing to learn, and he rips in hard. And he's had 2 games off the bench, and he's stuck there behind a couple of good locks in Sam Carter, and I think we get Tom Staniforth back this week, so he's a sponge and soaking up off those guys.
And of course, the curtain raiser to your main NRC game is the New South Wales Country Development Squad up against the Newcastle Barbarians side, which will be coached by Scott. I imagine you'll be expecting some of these players here to feature in that.
Yeah, of course. I imagine it's a good opportunity for the local guys here to show their wares. Our development team have had 2 games already. It's a mixture of some Randwick and East Colts and a couple of country boys. So it should be a good entertaining match. The scores of both development games to date have yielded over 130 points in each. So that'll be a good one to watch early on. Defence
is optional. Is that what you're suggesting?
A little bit, yeah. I think the first game against the Rams was 74-66, and then last week against Canberra was 56-42, so yeah, there's been a fair bit of ball movement.
Mate, you're Scott Coleman, you're out there. What's the message at half-time to the Hawks?
I think their exits have been a bit ordinary. Keelan has had a couple of poor kicks out of their own C-zone. The referee looks like he's paying a bit of work at the defensive breakdown, so I'd potentially be a little bit more conservative, maybe try and get a bit of field position. There's a slight breeze behind them now. I'd make Wanderers work out of their own end and try and have a crack at their breakdown ball.
Again, thanks for coming at late notice. We look forward to seeing the New South Wales Country Eagles here live on September 24th, Thursday night. Thanks again, Jack.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks, buddy. We're ready for our restart here in the second half of the Greater Major semi-final between Wanderers, who are currently leading 21 points to 10 over Hamilton, the minor premiers. The restart, Zakatala sends it long towards the call line. Rockabaro hauls it in, desperately close to that sideline, does good work there. A little between the legs pass there from Ackersdyke. They've got numbers on the right here now, Hawks. They're playing expansive straight up. Rob Smith to Vasa Kikakau. He's got Vasagotti on his outside. He comes in a little in and away. The defence gets there in the end and goes close to pushing him into touch. Another enterprising start for this second half. Keelan, hands on the ball in behind. The Rockabaro, he caused some damage in that first half again. Gets to the ad line. A little bit slow here getting to him. The Hawks, Bakarich, he tucks it under his arm. Gets about a metre or 2.
Off your feet now, play on. No, play on.
Walkling to Rockabaro, first receiver. He's unlikely to pass it, instead tucks it forward, makes another 5 or 10 metres. He's got through a power of work in this opening 45 minutes. Steve Lamont winds up, gets a bit of momentum, shows and goes, beats 1, beats 2, goes again, still going Lamont. Finally tries to get the ground. They got numbers on the left here, the Hawks. That ball goes through the hands of Tills to Assai. He picks it up, met with a low tackle by Rahui. Walkling sizes up his options. Tills, the ball out the back to Keelan. He tries to knock the pass in behind. A little bit of afters there from Daniel Martin, a little bit on the back play, but will stay with the play. Luke Simmons, and the referee stopped it. It's a fracas in the background. Late call from the touch judge, it looks like. Doesn't know what's going on here at the moment. Des Gilbert, everyone going back. It's just a little bit of push and shove at the moment. Certainly the hint of a late tackle on Jason Keeling as he kicked that ball downfield. Jared Logan, the touch judge, has got his eyes on it. He's on the spot. Ackersdyke, everyone giving him instructions. I think Jared's got a fist of what's going on, telling the Hawks to go away. I've got it. Explosive start to the second half, Josh.
Certainly is, and there's been no love lost here today.
You see this, sorry, I'll just butt in here with the William Hill replay. You see Keelan, a little bit late. Elbow, no arms. Could be in a little bit of trouble here, Daniel Martin, depending on what Jared Logan saw. A little bit of rugby league coming out in him.
And Martin actually had a yellow card
two yellow cards last week and survived a stint to the judiciary midweek for a lifting tackle.
I think it'll be the high and no arms.
Certainly no arms there, and that will, of course, is a big no-no.
I saw
Jared Logan has a chat to Des Gilbert.
Go into the tackle without any attempt at using his
discussing
arms.
whether
And
Wanderers
it
will
was
once
high.
again
And it was
be
high.
down to
And late.
14 men.
And late. Yeah. All right.
I would think he might find himself reaching.
Probably the only other thing I would say,
if it's anything more, but certainly,
Haverword's number 4,
yellow card
gold.
justified. That
He
was-
just come in like there was no punches or no anything else that warranted
a
a
little bit
chat.
of elbow sort of come through in the afters.
Come in
and a
and
little
was
bit
grabbing
high,
Blakes around
so
the throat.
Yep. All right.
the Hawks certainly reacted
The first
to
penalty.
it. They were there in
Okay,
numbers.
we'll go down
Look
where
after
it
their
landed
fly
down
half,
there.
as you would expect.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
You'll see
Yep,
this one will be
no
a
worries.
penalty where that ball bounced.
Luke, 6. Six,
Just
please.
ill-discipline really
Okay, so
cost
we got-
Wanderers
we got-
last
we
week.
got a
They had
tackle-
three
we got a
plays
tackle here. Look,
from
that's-
Martin twice.
All three of them had
Donald
50-50,
spent time
and that was definitely not 50-50, all right? So no, but it's the way you went in with the tackle. You went in
a
with
team
it.
like Hamilton, you certainly can't
No.
afford to do that again.
Absolutely, and they were back-to-back occasions as well in that first half last week for the Wanderers. Of course, we're early in the second half. It's like survival there for the Wanderers. They still have all 15, but they are being marched all the way down the other end of the field where that kick from Keelan did land, and that'll be where the penalty for the Hawks will be awarded.
I think
Probably a little bit lucky
a little bit
there.
fortunate there, Daniel Martin, to get away with that. And we've certainly seen guys sent to the sin bin for far less indiscretions. Jason Keelan here has a chat to his captain. What are we doing, sir? We'll find touch. Won't take what you would think would have been a gift, 3 points for a man of his talent with the boot. But this is where the Hawks are the masters. They are the masters of the 5 metre rolling maul.
Well, fantastic opportunity for them to strike, and they really need to be the team that strikes first here in this second half, being 11 points down. They can cross the stripe early here. It'll get them back in this game and a chance to book a place in that decider in a fortnight's time.
Steve Lamont goes to the back to Ackersdyke. They try to pull it down. Oh, a little ball off the side. It was Assey just peeled off. I think everyone was expecting him more, but he took the odds. That ball out the back. Ackersdyke through. Nice, lovely little ball. Steve Lamont, silky hands. Beautiful piece. Nice set play from the Hawks. And again, a little bit after. There's some feeling in this one.
Certainly is no love lost between both sides, but it was the Hawks that got across the line there. The backs were set to the left. They took the short option back inside, and that's try time for Hamilton. A very timely try that is indeed to make the margin just 6 points now, 5 minutes into the second half as we have a look at the replay. Taking it down off the back of the line out there. Great run there from the Hawks, only 1 metre out. One ball to the great work by Steve Lamont, inside ball, and to the number 8. It was try time for the Hawks.
That's a double for Joe Ackersdyke, so he's back. First game back in 3 weeks after that elbow injury, and isn't he having a powerhouse of a game?
Yeah, 2 tries, and setting this one up, this should be the first conversion for Keelan. He's missed his first 2, one to the right, one to the left. This one should go straight through the middle, and it'll be 21-17, 5 minutes into this second half. Much easier angle to work with here, the Hawks fly half. Lines it up, moves in, strikes it well, they like it. Conversion successful. It's now 21-17 to the Wanderers, with Hamilton crossing there for their 3rd try of the afternoon. 3 tries apiece now, Jimmy.
And of course, that come from ill-discipline. It come from a penalty against Daniel Martin. Was late and no arms in his tackle on Jason Keelan. No doubt the message from Vim Passy will be sent out. Boys, we're in control of this. Keep your heads. This time Zacatella again restarts. This one is short, high, hangs up in the air. Coming down for Chris Nagy, takes it AFL style, does a good job too. Wanderers player has to roll away there. This time Assey, flat-footed, ball out the back to Keelan. He knocks a kick down in behind Luke Sherwood. Rolling into touch. Luke Sherwood just a little bit slow to react there. Looks like he might be struggling a little bit. He has had an ankle injury. Although he has only got short legs, they don't move too fast. Boo Boo sizes up, potentially a quick start.
Great vision there from Keelan too. Shape to go right, but kicked it back to the left into the open space.
Two Blues go long. Again, a good throw from Tuala. Martin winds up. Feels like he has a debt to pay. Goes to ground. Slips the ball, lays the egg, slips the ball between his legs. Luke Sherwood barking instructions to Des Gilbert.
Turned over
Finally
here.
gets the message through. You can see him point to the ground saying they're diving over. They're diving over. In the end, Des Gilbert agrees. Pressure relieving penalty too for the two Blues.
Oh, definitely. Hawks just had a little bit of a roll on there on the back of that kick. It diffused now. Wanderers will find touch.
Whatever Scott Coleman said to them at halftime, they've certainly lifted their intensity with the ball and without the ball, the Hawks, in the opening 7 minutes of this second term.
Yeah, certainly looking dangerous in the early parts of this second half. The Wanderers line out that far touchline, just inside their own half.
Again, they go long to Cal Groff. Ball off the back to Tuala. Going sideways though, he needs to straighten up. He finally does. Manages to beat one, makes a metre or two. Want to see more of that from Tuala. He's so dangerous with the ball in hand. Yeah, a little knock on there from Luke Sherwood. He's not happy about it. Just a Hamilton defender's leg in there he was complaining about, but Des Gilbert said no. You had every opportunity. Just again, Wanderers, they need that sharpness back. They need that crispness back. They need to clean out. They need to be doing those little things right. You can see the frustration starting to mount them in the opening 7 minutes. We see here the ball at the back to Cal Roff. It's all good there. Tuala just a bit sideways, but he managed to straighten it up in the end. I think it's Tweedy Assey whose foot's at the back there just loitering. And a little slip up to it, but Des Gilbert says no.
So Hawks a little bit of an opportunity here, just inside the Wanderers' half. Midfield has the scrum, and they're set to the left, the backs.
Yeah, big blind side. Here, and they go that way. Ackersdyke takes it off the back. Has Walking on his outside instead. Ball goes to ground. Loose carry. Ball goes backwards, says Des Gilbert.
He's tackled it.
That's a kicking offside there.
Picks it up, but doesn't go too far. Gareth Tilse plays distributor to Keelan. Ball outside to Ross Smith. He hasn't had much room today. He dishes it out to Lautai. Good ankle tackle from Rahui it was. They set up again. Walking at first receiver. Has a look, was tempted to throw, but instead knocks the ball in behind. Good little kick, although it bounces not well for him straight on. Luke Simmons, not much room to move with here. Looks for an angle to Atala. They decide to run it. Bill Coffey gets an opportunity to wind up. Vasagotti meets him with a good front on tackle. You don't see that very often. Cal McDonald though, the ball splits out here. He's got a bit of space, Cal. Looks forward, knocks it on the foot, down into the core line. Assey back there to clean up for the Hawks. He finds Ackersdyke. In turn, releases Bainavalo, tries it in and away, beats Tanner Felix the first time. Bit of air grabbing there. Tanner Felix comes back at him. Again, a frenetic pace. Tweedy comes in to Walkling. Good solid defence there met from Cal McDonald. Forces the knock on. He had some numbers outside. He took the odds to rushing up of his line, Cal McDonald, and came up with a bell ringer.
Yeah, fantastic tackle there. Glimpses of that first half again there, Jimmy, with that pace and the ball moving from edge to edge, both sides, chancing their arm.
We just see a little bit more push and shove here. Bit of feeling coming into this game. You can tell the stakes are high. No doubts that the Hawks are trying to just niggle away at the two Blues. A bit of the chatter, maybe the odd pulling back. We see here it was great tackle. Came up from his short side. Chris Nagy it was. Felt the full brunt of it. Didn't enjoy it either. Went to ground.
Both Wanderers tackles there. Great line speed. Didn't give Hamilton any room to move. Very uncomfortable there for the Hawks in that back line.
Very good defender, Cal McDonald. He wears 15 in attack, plays a fullback, but when they're in defence, he comes up to fly half position basically, and Luke Simmons goes back to the fullback position because he's such a strong defender.
The chance here for the two Blues. Midfield about 30 out. Split back line. Can they extend this 4-point lead?
All starts with the scrum. They need a solid scrum here, the two Blues. Again, this one just not sure what the call is there. Just ruling that they wouldn't put the ball in. They play on quickly, the Hawks. Ackersdyke calls for offside, but Des Gilbert says no. They go to the left. Rockabaro makes about a metre. Big, strong place. came through there. It was Ben Ham, tried to get his hands on the ball. A bit scrappy at the back. Instead, Walkling finally clears. Jason Keelan has all the time in the world. He puts it high. Couple of Wanderers players letting it bounce. Miscommunication there. Oh, in the end, it was Ben Ham that cleaned up, but Des Gilbert rules.
Looks like
Wanderers
offside.
players offside. Back at the ruck.
8. Number 8.
Yeah, the Hawks going with the up and under option there in midfield, and Wanderers didn't want to take it on the full. Very odd.
It was a miscommunication. Luke Sherwood looked at his fullback, Luke Simmons, and Luke Simmons looked at Luke Sherwood. In the end, the ball bounced, and it was nearly chaos.
Looked like they were on a first date.
It's Jason Keelan, a great touch finder there, brings that just 5 metres short of the Wanderers 22. A great platform here to launch
3 goals.
for the Hawks.
Hawks would be looking at that scoreboard, no doubt, and a try here would put them 1 point ahead.
We see the first replacement too for the Hawks. The big prop, Faber Silla, comes off, and Marty Lasua goes on, no doubt, playing in the front row today. He's played most of his footy of late at the back of the scrum, but he moves, of course, played for the Newcastle Wildfires back in the 1990s as a loose head prop.
I think this is his 55th finals campaign in Newcastle Hunter Rugby.
He's certainly up to gain 300 and something, that's for sure. As the Hawks mounting some pressure here. Keelan, inside ball to Smith, met with a good tackle, but he continues through it. Numbers on the right, the Hawks. Tilse, the first receiver. Little dance, weaves, goes forward. Easy target for the defence. Numbers on the left, Rockabaro. Ball out the back to Vasa Kikakau. Bainavalo, ball out in front of him. He makes another 5 or so metres. Building some pressure here, the Hawks. Wanderers line, defensive line set. Rockabaro got through a power of work. He takes another metre or so, 5 metres short. Ball in behind to Keelan. Second man play to Smith. They got numbers on the outside. He steps off his right. Met in a good tackle from Tanner Felix. The ball to the right again. Ackersdyke coming around. He says knock back. Play on. Keelan. Ball up the top. Shows on the outside. Gets awfully close to that touchline. Ball back on the inside. They do well there, the Hawks, to keep that. This time it's Ackersdyke doing the hard yards in tight. Walkling to Marty Lasua, his first touch.
Roll 5.
Recycles possession. Smith at first receiver. Dummies on the outside. Takes it in again. Met by Daniel Martin. Tries to get through it. Still working hard. Goes to ground. Walkling. Runner on the right. It's Tilse. Good tackle. It was Colin Hobble there to meet him. Steve Lamont at first receiver. Again, another one out. Jason Keelan directing traffic at the back. He gets his hands on the ball. He's got Lasua outside him. Dummies. He goes himself.
Roll it, mate.
Basagotti screaming for the ball out in the right wing. He just wants it. He backs himself one-on-one with Zakatala. But that ball slowed down again. Tilse, first receiver to Vasa Kikakau. He dummies. Dances. Met by Martin. A little knock on. Good defence. Oh, they're happy with it too, the two Blues. Rockabaro there has a word with Blair Rush. He didn't like it. Good test of the Wanderers' defence, and they were up to it on that occasion.
Yeah, pass with flying colours there, Wanderers. Hamilton shifted it to the right. They shifted it back to the left. They couldn't find a way through, and it was through the strength of that two Blues defence. Great effort there. Weren't broken. That means they still have that 4-point lead as we have a look at the replay. Shifting it to the left, and just a little mistake there after the strength of the tackle to turn over, and it'll be a Wanderers scrum about 10 metres out.
I think this is what you said. The Hawks really put a shove on here. Their confidence is gaining at the set piece, particularly at that scrum. They've got a fresh man on in Marty Lasua. Wanderers need to be nice and solid here. We've got a touch judge in to have a chat about something.
There was a late hit there,
got the mark?
but it was a few phases back. Cal McDonald got
All right, okay, thanks.
Jason Keelan.
Well, what we'll do is
Drew
we'll
Tonks,
take
the
penalty.
touch
If
judge
it's-
on that
if
side,
you think it's worth a penalty.
asking, going back for a bit more advice. Des Gilbert,
Yeah, okay.
looks like he might be
All
taking some action here. Of course, 56 minutes gone. Wanderers, the Premiers, leading the minor Premiers. Hamilton 21-17. Of course, our partners, we thank them today. The Greater, Building
Yeah, there's a bit of
Society,
stuff happening
NIB, Viatech,
Right, so
Tulloch
what we're
Wines,
gonna do
Tuies,
is
and
we're
of course the Newcastle Herald,
draw
Royal
a line
Rugby
in the sand
News.
right here.
Go to the Herald,
Okay? So we got a penalty for
www.theherald.com.au.
a late
Des
and
Gilbert,
no
yeah,
shoulders
having a
on
word
number
with Cal
10
McDonald, who
goals.
looks a
No
bit
arms, late
nonplussed
tackle.
about
All right.
what he's
Line in
being
the
told.
pocket.
So
He certainly
we're
reached.
drawing the line
Thinking
there
about
now,
reaching
please,
into his
because there's a lot of
pocket.
stuff going off the ball. So
Shaking his head, Luke Sherwood.
No,
Bit more discussion going on.
So Steve,
Might be just a penalty at this stage.
we're going to go
No
penalty
doubt
up
the
here
last warning
to
being
goal
issued
for a late tackle
to
on
the
10
two
Blues. 10 goals,
in
sorry,
defence.
10 goals.
Yeah, definitely a late call through from
Right
our
here?
referees' ears. It was a
Okay,
late
so back
tackle
10.
on Jason Keeling. Your
Back 10.
eagle eye
Mark
picked that
here.
one up. Josh?
Time on.
Well, second time now that Wanderers have been pulled up
Okay, no
for
offence.
late hits. One in the first half, now one in the second.
15.
I don't think it'll be third time lucky. They will be a man down if that happens again. But in the meantime, it's 15 on 15, and it's a Hamilton penalty inside the 22, and they go to the touchline. They're going to.
Well, they had joy last time, didn't they? It was a neat little play. Everyone was expecting the rolling more, but instead it was a nice inside ball from Lamont to Ackersdyke, and he sliced through a big hole. Will the two Blues fall for the same mistake?
Can the Hawks get ahead? Big chance here. 17 minutes into the second half. 21-17 the score, and a line out. Only 5 metres out for the Hawks. Wanderers' defence has been strong, but can they hold them out?
Ackersdyke it is at the middle of the line out. Non-contested there from the two Blues, who pour through afterwards. Good defensive bit of mauling there from the two Blues as the Hawks set again. They roll it to the right. Got some numbers here, gaining momentum too. They've reworked this beautifully. The Hawks, great structure. Ball at the back. Wanderers trying to collapse this one. Only a metre short. Marty Lasua leaning on the back there, looking for the ball. Walking, says, get out of my way, I want it. Finds Ackersdyke. He sticks his head down, but is met by a wall of defence. Going nowhere there.
Stay inside this time. Stay there. Now you're on.
Walking again. This time it's to Rockabaro.
Roll!
Who's been strong.
Roll, mate. Roll out. As quick
The
as you
defence
can.
up to the task. But they're ever so close, a metre short. Walkling goes to the left. Bakarich ducks his head again. They're just sucking in defenders here. This time they spread it. Poor pass. Lautai, little goose step. Beats off one. Met this time by Luke Sherwood around the ankles. Bit slow coming out. And the penalty comes. Second one in their own 22. What will they do this time, the Hawks?
Strong Wanderers defence once again though. Hawks tried to go short through the forwards, couldn't get through. Went out the back, couldn't get through. Two Blues up to the test so far. Oh, the tap's taken 5 metres out. Only 1 metre now. Ruck formed. Hawks screaming for it on the left-hand side. They're pushed over through. That's try time for the Hawks, and they'll take the lead for the first time this afternoon. Great push-over try. Very sneaky off the back of the ruck, but that's 22-21.
Yeah, Tuidiasi, I think it was. He tried it off that last rolling more. He just split off the side, and he didn't catch him napping that time, but he did from the base of that ruck, and he's got a smile on his face. And why wouldn't you? The Hawks, they're coming home strong.
Yeah, they've now ahead, kick to come. Hawks off the back of 1, 2, maybe 3 penalties as we have a look at the replay. Little inside ball, fall just short the Hawks. They set to the left, shape to the left, but then over the top. Fantastic work there from Hamilton, and well deserved really after the last 5-10 minutes. They've been down this end of the field, and now they've cashed in with the try, and now kick to come. 22-21, halfway through this second stanza. What a major semi-final, Jimmy.
It's had everything, hasn't it? It had some expansive play, it had some tight work, it had some great defence. Now, I guess the test is on to the two Blues. Can they reply? They haven't had any of the football in this opening, virtually 20 minutes of the second half. They've rarely been down the Hawks' end of the park. I think the instructions at halftime, no doubts. Well, let's play for field position. We've seen Jason Keeling put the ball in behind just about every time he's had an opportunity. And penalties to the Hawks have been able to give them some momentum and a flood of possession, and they've made the most of it.
And that conversion successful from Keelan. It's now 24 to Hamilton, 21 Wanderers. The restart from the two Blues on this near touchline taken by Hamilton. Near the edge, walking off the back of the ruck there. They spread it to the right here, the Hawks. Some feeling back here over where the ruck was formed. It will stick with the play. Kick goes downfield. Wanderers shift it back to midfield. They're going back to the left here. They scored off this exact same play last week, but it's brought down there on halfway.
Zakatala went to ground. He needs some support. They're pouring in numbers here. They're lifting the Hawks. You can see them. Their confidence is growing with every minute this second half proceeds. Luke Sherwood burying in for the ball. He finally gets it out. Tuala. Oh no, it's Colin Hovel. A bit flat-footed, but he still gets just across the ad line. Quick recycle ball for a change. Tuala in nice and tight, met by Joe Ackersdyke. Again, Sherwood has to wait for that ball to come out. Little hand in there, being annoying. Luke Simmons needs a quick ball. He finds Rahui. He's got nice footwork. Tries to get outside. Walkling gets the big fender. He's got Blair Rush on the inside. Does he need him? He does. Oh, big hit from Vasa Kikakau. Came across and just manhandled him into touch.
Again, great play from both sides there. Hamilton chancing their arm down the right, making the break, making the metres, but then Hamilton were up to the task. They were able to cut it off there. Fantastic tackle from the fullback as we have a look at the replay. Cal McDonald in behind there. Great pass. Get down the outside. Wanderers here. Huge fend. Great speed. And again, but massive tackle there from Hamilton as the ball goes down off the line out.
Yeah, a bit scrappy. They did well to clean up there, the Hawks. It was nearly a turnover. He just needed one of his quick men on his inside, not Blair Rush there, Rahui. But we watch the play now here. Wanderers just trying to put a bit of pressure on this kick. Keeling goes high with it, unable to find touch. And up, stacked out to the left here. Zakatala, he's got Coffey outside him. He finds him. Tanner Felix now getting in the queue. Coffey runs forward. Oh, he had it. Tanner Felix on the outside instead, takes the tackle. They're a bit slow to get this ball back. It was all Ben Ham met with a late shot. Cal McDonald on his outside. Tanner Felix, he beats one, he beats two. He's a metre short. He only has to get the ball back. They do well to scramble. The ball coming back cleanly. Oh, it just spills out the back. Wanderers have to clean up. They do.
Let it go, goal. Goal, Ray. Let it go, goal, Ray.
Ball just slowed down here. Opportunity for the Hawks to get their defensive line set. Little restart play there from Ben Christensen. Just takes it from the back of the ruck. This time Tuala's got his hands on it. He sizes up the short side. He has a look instead. Goes the open. Again, makes about a metre. Trying to suck in some defenders. Sherwood this time to Simmons. Shows it on his outside to Martin. He winds up, gets outside his men. He's through as he only has to get it down. He does. Try! Great try from Martin. Had a lot to do. Backed his way in. Swiveled. Touches down beside the post. Again, we have another twist in this incredible major semi-final.
Big play there from the Wanderers. They were able to regain possession out wide. They shifted at midfield, and it was Daniel Martin who was on the spot. Beat one, beat two, and got across the line right next to the uprights. Wanderers back in front.
We look at the William Hill replay. They just tried to suck in a couple of defenders there, and finally, in the end, Sherwood finds Simmons. The ball in behind. Both teams have used this. Little, I guess, calls from instruction there, but he got around Lamont. He had Lamont to meet, and he was just too strong in the end. The young boy, he's only 19. Geez, he's had a wow of a first season in rugby. Not only his first season in rugby union, his first season in first grade, his first season in rugby union. He's been a real revelation.
Oh,
unlike my pronouncing of that.
Such a strong ball runner, and the kick's taken very quickly there. It's successful from in front. Wanderers now 28, Hamilton 24. Another twist in this tale of the major semi-final. A cracker of a game, and I'm looking forward to this last 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere but Bar TV Sports, because this is exactly where the action's at. Only 4 points in it with 15 minutes to go. What a cracker. Major semi-final. Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union right here on Bar TV Sports.
Keelan goes long, deep into the corner. Well taken by Zakatala. Luke Simmons looks up. He's got Cal McDonald on his outside. He thinks about kicking. Instead, stretches it to the left. Tanner Felix can't beat that tackle. It's good defence there from the Hawks. They're pouring through here. Look like they have a turnover. Great counter-rucking. Oh, but Des Gilbert finds a hand. Bit lucky there. The two Blues to get away with that one. They just put themselves under a little bit of pressure.
Sigh of relief. Hamilton were surging then and were almost able to execute the turnover. The penalty was given though, and Wanderers are able to, well, looking like they'll find touch.
And of course, we're midway through the second half here. We haven't mentioned the Dust Hound House pork knuckle man of the match, and certainly a number of contenders for both sides at this point.
Yeah, certainly will. Daniel Martin, who just scored that try, he'll certainly be on the radar. Steve Lamont being strong as well for the Hawks.
And Joe Ackersdyke, another for the Hawks. Ooh, tough pass there, well picked up by Luke Simmons in the end, had to reach down low for it. Phil Bradford hits it up, needs to get the ground, does eventually. I think we'll see both benches come into play shortly too. They've both got some good quality players on their bench, quality benches, as Luke Simmons tries to find a hole in there, but it's wrapped up by Gareth Tilse. Tanner Felix, flat line, instead ball goes behind to him to Rahui. Rahui's been one very good for mine. Puts Zakatala in a bit of space, inside ball, still play on, does good hands there. Brilliantly well to stay in touch. Cal McDonald trying to get the ball, there's a Hawks ankle in there. He's trying to get the ball out, not rolling away, Des Gilbert. Finally, yeah, it's a little word there from Jared Logan. It was that Tweedy, that man again, Tweedy Assey, he's in everything. It was his boot in the first half that forced a little knock on from Luke Sherwood. This time, he doesn't get away with it. Got to roll away once you make that tackle.
Yeah, fair enough there. Penalty to the Wanderers. Hamilton infringement once again.
You can see
the banana
there's a real
kick.
edge to this last 15 minutes, isn't it? You can tell both teams, they realise what's at stake. Direct entry straight to the grand final. The niggle's increasing. The intensity's lifting. The hits are getting bigger.
Tight contest. Don't go anywhere. 28-24. Wanderers ahead. Only just. Hamilton hanging in.
Wanderers go to the front there. Good strong win by Blair Rush. End peels off about 5 metres as well. Ball behind to Simmons. They shift it wide. Zakatala. Oh, quick hands from off his knees, is it? Yes, it was. Good. A little bit of judgment there from Bill Cobb. He could have reached down for that, but didn't. Instead, he picks it up, makes another 5 metres. He's held up here, though. The Hawks did well to get their arms around that ball. He needs to get the ground quickly. Oh, there's a steal instead. It's Rob Simmons. But no, ooh, interesting call there from Des Gilbert. I thought that one was a maul, but he said no. Ruck must have been forward. I'll wait for the signal.
That was try time if that
Still,
penalty
Steve
wasn't
Lamont
called.
not impressed by that decision. Hands in the ruck, he says. Rob Smith also argues his point, but not going to get much joy out of that once the decision's made, as we see it here on the William Hill replay. It goes.
Massive defensive play there. If that tackle isn't made, that's try time out left there.
Yeah, it was Vassagotti who got up quick. Bill Coffey gets held up high here, and Rob Smith, his arms are straight in on the ball. And then he comes away with it. Yeah, I think the two Blues were lucky to get away with that one.
Oh.
Very lucky indeed.
He certainly would have done the rest there.
Would have been a
70
contest
metres,
between
yeah.
Zakatala and Rob Smith. An opportunity for us to take a breath as Zakatala lines up a penalty from that indiscretion attempt at goal kicking. He's been perfect to date.
All from that side of the field as well, that side of the uprights. This one, the first attempt at penalty for Zakatala. He struck it wide though. Hamilton taking the ball there, grounding it. It'll be a 22 restart. So Wanderers just missing out there on those 3 points. Would have been very handy coming into the final 12 minutes.
Yeah, would have extended it out to a converted try, but of course the way the semi-finals work, if it is tied up at the end of the 80 minutes, it's the team in front on the table, which of course would be Hamilton, that goes straight through. So Wanderers need to win this. They can't afford a draw. Big Andrew Swaley gets an opportunity to wind up. He's very hard to stop. There he goes. Boom, get out of the road. Pete Bakarich, you're not big enough or mean enough. The ball goes to ground. That lifts the crowd, if nothing else. Luke Simmons, a little flat ball there to Tanner Felix. He's been well contained so far today. They've done a good job on him. The Hawks defence. Sherwood again having to ferret in for that ball. Bill Coffey comes in to do some work from his wing. That ball again pops up at the back, a little bit scrappy. Ball behind Daniel Martin, the runner. Luke Simmons are up quick here, the Hawks. Cal McDonald tries a little shimmy. Can't beat the tackle of Ackersdyke. Ball just at the back there. They're a bit slow. Ben Christensen gets the ball in his hand. This time it's Ben Ham. Not much on. Just takes it forward. Ball just stuck there. Hands on it from the Hawks. Is the ruck being formed? Des Gilbert says no. Counter rucking here. Good steal. Bit lazy there. The two Blues didn't commit. They got numbers. They need quick hands. Vasakikakau was a good tackle, but he still managed to get out of it. It was a Tuller that went in. Ackersdyke now beats one. He's got that big strong left arm of his out. They've stacked up on the left here, the Hawks. Little ball to Gareth Tills. Good tackle from Atala. Around the legs, drove him into the ground. Bainavalu. He looks for 4 or 5 metres. Rockabaro ducks his head down. He's hard to stop. Gets over the ad line. Mayla Sewer this time. No, it's Tills. Doesn't look outside him at all. He instead just takes it forward. Steve Lamont at first receiver. He takes it up, draws in another defender. Met by a strong tackle from Cal Groff. Needs to roll away. He does. Walkling, they got numbers on the right. Ball in behind to Keelan. Looks to kick instead. Gives it to Lautai. He steps off his right. On the outside, ball went behind. Just broke down there a little bit. Vassagotti, haven't seen him in much space today. He's done some good work defensively, but hasn't had a lot of opportunity in attack. Vasakikakau throws it up to himself. Interesting ploy. Still managed to shrug off one. Strong place at the back. They've got numbers on the left here, stringing some faces to get that inside ball for Ackersdyke. Tawala just brings him down with a low tackle. Coming through the middle, it was Rahui. No, Phil Bradford it was. Great defence. Yeah, picked his moment, Phil Bradford. And geez, look at the support and acknowledgement he gets from his his Wanderers teammates. It was a tackle that needed to be made. They were starting to build the Hawks.
This is edge of your seat stuff. Both sides, a big play there from Hamilton to steal the ball and get possession. Ackersdyke again looking dangerous with those inside running, and Wanderers once again coming up with the goods in defence. They have been superb in that line today.
It was Phil Bradford there, came through the middle. He just waited for Ivan Walking to have his hands on the ball, and he came through and met him in a ball and all tacklers. Looks like Eric Basakikakau is getting some attention. He has some issues, it looks like, with his ribs. Certainly this could be a big moment in this game as we see a replacement for the Hawks. Chris Nagy making his way to the touchline. Both teams getting a supply of water there. They're out on their feet, both teams. This has been a hell of a contest.
Yeah, fatigue really coming a factor now. The frenetic pace all the way through is really starting to catch up. It could play a big part in this last 8 minutes of the major semi-final. Interesting
to see Todd Loudon as one of the runners there for the Wanderers, telling these outside men to lift the tempo. You've got to lift again here. Of course, Todd Loudon was the coach last year that led them to the premiership and started this year down with the Melbourne Rebels before leaving them midway through the season and back in charge of the Emerging Wildfires program, and also doing a little bit of work with the Two Blues still, and he's sort of an overseeing role.
It's certainly been a big part of the success that the Two Blues have had. Now back-to-back club champions, and already today 3 teams through to the grand final in a fortnight. The first grade obviously hoping to make it a clean sweep today at home. And at the moment they're in the box seat, 28-24. But I think there's still some more twists in this tail.
Indeed, there'll be a bit of injury time as well. And this is a big scrum. The Two Blues scrum has come under a bit of pressure for the first time in a long time. They've certainly done a lot of work of their scrum the last 2 years. It has become a real weapon for them. But today they've been under some pressure. Pete Bacharach has been very strong. And Marty Lassu has come on and done a good job.
Even had one against the feed earlier.
Had one against the feed. It looks like they've got another replacement. Steve Lamont's moved from hooker to blindside breakaway. And that would be Josh Bacona on in at hooker. So 2 fresh men in the front row for the Hawks. You would think there'd be a big shove come on here. It'll be led, of course, by Marty Lassu in on that tight head side. Wanderers look like they're set.
Fine.
Not so much for a kick here. Their exit play is normally an inside centre trucking it up, and then potentially another forward again in off the ruck before they look to put boot the ball, but they get a short arm free kick instead. They go a bit early there, the Hawks. They take the tap out the back to Zakatala. He winds up, beats one tackle, needs some support there, tries to get to his feet but doesn't. The Hawks are in there in numbers. Have they got a turnout? Very close. A late counter ruck by the Tubers. Numbers on the outside here for Cal McDonald. He's in a bit of space. He had Bill Coffey on his outside, doesn't need him, shrugs off one, still got Coffey. Oh, this time Vasakikakau. He's had to make some big tackles, some covering tackles in this second half, and he does particularly well there. Vasagotti thought about starting quickly, but instead lets his forwards take a breather. But that again, Cal McDonald, he's been outstanding.
Well, both sides of the coin there. The Hawks 15 again coming up trump, with his cover defence, but Wanderers just shifting it left there. Cal McDonald, massive metres down that far touchline, getting the ball into the Hamilton half. But it's now the Hawks in control. Walkling shifts it to Keelan.
Yeah, they short line it there with a couple of forward runners. Here comes Basagotti in off his right wing. The defence was up to the task there. Well read by Tapaki Rahui, who again has had a big game after missing a couple of weeks with a damaged rib. Steve Lamont backs his way into the defence. Gets the ball back. They go the short side again. Gareth Tilstead is this time. Hands on the ball there. Ooh, very close to a turnover there for Luke Sherwood. His eyes lit up. Pete Bacharach just goes forward a metre or two, not going too far. Needs to roll away. Walkley takes it on himself. Oh, the ball just slipped out of his hand though. A little knock on, yeah, Des Gilbert picked it on, but it was danger signs there. Had he stuck his nose through the line there, it might have been on. He had Bainavalo on his outside, but the ball just spilt from his grasp.
Well, he dummied on the outside, got through the gap, but it was his opposite number, Sherwood, who came up with that cover defensive tackle, and it was enough to prevent the Hawks on the run there. Here on the replay you can see just a little shimmy there. Tried to get it on the boot actually, but didn't come off. Fantastic tackle there from the Wanderers number 9. That's a turnover possession on halfway. It'll be the Two Blues ball, or their feet, with 4 minutes remaining on the clock. But as you said before, there's probably going to be some injury time as well. 28-24. Two Blues in front. The minor premiers might be forced to go the long way round to the grand final here.
It certainly happened last year. Wanderers were beaten by Southern Beaches in the major semi and had to come back through the preliminary final where they outclassed Maryland Carlton. It was on that occasion. Oh, good scrum here awkward position there, Colin Hobble. There's going to be a 90-degree turn here. Yeah, it was good scrummaging from this side. It was Pete Backer actually did a number on Colin Hobble. You don't see that very often. Colin Hobble, very experienced, played some ITM Cup for the Bay of Plenty in New Zealand. And just as we see that, we have a replacement come straight to the field. Colin Hobble, he's done a power of work in the opening 36 minutes. And Dave Waller, some fresh legs, is going to go and see he's in an awkward position there straight away. He's angled in. It was only going to be run result, and it was in fact a great shove from Pete Backer. Another change. Phil Bradford coming to the sideline, and Andrew Fletcher goes on. He'll move into the second row, and Cal Groff will move to the side of the scrum. A good shift from Phil Bradford.
And it's been typical of this encounter, though. Every time you just think one team's just on top, the other team strikes back. It's been on the scoreboard and in general play. It's been a fantastic fixture, this one.
Interesting setup here from the scrum for the Hawks. It's Jason Keeling in a real pocket, almost behind his two centres. I think he might put this one in behind for the corner and test their arm at the set piece, put some pressure on the Wanderers line out, or at least make them run it out from their own 22.
Yeah, if you can get a good kick on it, find some metres in behind the Wanderers.
Little discussion here at the scrum. Marty Lasua turning back the clock, as we mentioned, to his days at the Newcastle Wildfires, of course, back in the 90s, where they took on the mightiest and the best from the Sydney Shute Shield.
Fine.
Hawks put in. Good hit. Ivan Walkling rolls that in under his second row's feet. Ackersdyke picks it up from the back. A little sloppy pass there. Lautai picks it up though. Calls for a forward pass, but Gilbert says no. Lamont backs his way into the defence again. It was Cal McDonald. That ball pops out the back. Numbers on the outside. Vasa Kikakau tries to dance, slips, gets back up. Finally taken the ground. He's not. I think he's crook. Vasa Kikakau. He's not his normal electric self in attack. We certainly made some big hits in defence as they go to the right. Ooh, Keelan met with one around the collar. Gilbert says no, knock on. I thought that might have been a touch high, but they get away with it. Wanderers have the ball. They truck it out. One out of forward there, just doing a bit of work. I think it was Dave Waller, one of the fresh players on. Penalty here. What's Des Gilbert ruled? Holding on. A great opportunity here for the Hawks as the clock winds down. Instead, they take the. Ooh, he went the quick tap, but Des Gilbert says no, come back. They had numbers to the left, but I think this is perhaps the better option for the Hawks anyway. Knock this into touch in the quarter and test their arm at the rolling maul. It's been so successful for them to date. They've picked up 2 tries from not necessarily the rolling maul, but the phases after it.
Yeah, not a bad option from Walking there. He saw the numbers out to the left, but yeah, I think you're right, Jimmy. This will probably be the better option. It's been very strong for the Hawks today, and this could be one of their last chances to get in front in this game. We're in the closing stages now.
Wanderers haven't contested the last 2 liners. They've been content to sit and hit the maul as it comes to ground. Again, they go long here to Ackersdyke, hits him in the midriff. And Des Gilbert says, no, I'm not happy with that. Let's take it again.
And Hamilton obviously will be eyeing off the try, not a penalty or a drop goal because of the scoreline, only 4 points in it.
Again, they go along the replay to Ackersdyke. This time they throw him in up. Ham nearly got it. It was Rockaboa coming around off the shoulder. Met by a good tackle. He goes to ground. This time it's Ackersdyke again. He shovels it out to the left. Ball in behind of Vasa Kikakau. Bounce pass to him. He tries to beat one. Throws the ball on the outside, but Baina Barlow had come in on the inside. Oh, execution. Just letting him down there. Big play, good defence in the end it was. It was Tanner Felix that came up and made that tackle on Vasa Kikakau. They've done a good job at containing him today. He was a real strike weapon for the Hawks, but he really hasn't made many metres. And what have we got here? Little knock on, is it? Indeed.
Thought he had the man on the outside, but he'd come back on the inside. Ball to ground, knock on, Wanderers scrum now.
Another test here at the set piece. Not sure what the complaints are for here. Again, play just slowing down as the forwards get set. We expect a big shove here from the Hawks.
Into injury time.
You would think there'd be 3 or 4 minutes of this at least.
Enough time for Hamilton to still win this match.
Big
Wanderers.
scrum this one for the two Blues. Luke Sherwood not happy with the contact there. Nice hit from both teams. Sherwood bounces on the shoulder of Andrew Tuala. Better scrum from the two Blues. Atala in behind. He needs some support there. They finally get there to clean out.
Hands out, go. Hands out, let it go.
Des Gilbert just saying hands off there. Simmons, they're a bit flat-footed here, the Hawks, the two Blues. They need someone to hit it with a bit of gusto. Good pick up in the end it was from Bill Coffey. Again, they're a bit slow. This time it's Dave Waller, the fresh prop. He backs his way in, makes a metre or two. Simmons yelling instructions to his outside backs. Instead he goes short. There's Cal Groff in a hole. He needs some support. No one's there. Ball at the back. Blair Rush picks it up. Tucks it under his arm. Makes a metre or two. They reset the Hawks defence. They need some ball here. The two Blues not rolling away, but they say play on. Nothing on the left. They go to the right. Simmons to Tanner Felix. Met with a big tackle from Rockabaro. Lined him up with that shoulder and met him. And they counter-ruck. Great play from the Hawks. Oh, just a little sloppy down. Oh, penalty here. Offside was he? They take a quick tap. Walkling takes the odds to it. Met by Gareth Dills. Calls for offside. Dills says no. A little counter-ruck. He says yes, finally. The penalty advantage here.
Numbers to the right.
They only have to give the ball some air. They go to the penalty. Oh, it's all. Oh, is he marching him 10 metres? What's he doing, Des? He's going for a stroll. They take a tap and play on. But no, he's pulled it back. I think he's going, obviously, the inside back's offside there. Not back to 10 metres. Desperation times here for the two Blues. 4 points in it. They lead 28-24. We're in injury time. Hawks penalty in front. That shot at goal's no good for them.
Must score.
If they don't go for touching, we know time's just about up. Have they got enough time for the restart, or do they need? He points to the sideline, Steve Lamont. Calm under pressure. He's going to back his line out, back his rolling more.
And Wanderers tried to work the ball out through the hands there. Had the chance to maybe clear it, get it down the other end of the field. They run the risk by putting it through the hands, and the turnover happened. And now Hamilton have a chance to win this major semi-final with a try, but they're up against a very strong two Blues defence, which has held up all day. This is probably the last roll of the dice, Jimmy.
Steve Lamont throw the ball in. Wanderers, I doubt they'll contest here. They go to the middle of the Rockabaro. The maul's on. Aggersdyke with the ball at the back. Good defensive ploy, but they just peel off the side. Reset again here, the Hawks. They're powering close as Tweedy with his hands on it. Assey comes through this time. The ball finally goes to ground. Just collapsing, just short. Good defence here in the end from the two Blues. Lamont is met by a good ankle tackle. It was from Luke Sherwood. He rolls away. Have to stay strong here, the two Blues. They go the short sides to Rob Smith. He tries to beat the tackle. He's ever so close. The cover comes across. Walkling waiting for it. Pops it up at the back. Aggersdyke needs a good, strong place. Assey from the back. It looks like he's going to test himself. Is he here? He likes the odds to it. He tucks the ball under his hand. Just goes met by a wall of defence. Not going anywhere that occasion. Lamont in a little bank. He's got Tills on his hip pocket. They go to him. He ducks his head down. Good line speed from the two Blues. They come up and meet him. Numbers on the right. Instead, they go forwards to the left. Rockabara, ball behind. It's close. Ever so close. Inches short. Again, they call for it on the left. Ball's at the back there. No half back to be seen. Walkling gets his hands on it. Oh, Ben Christensen. Penalty away here. Is he through? Des Gilbert has a look. And they said no. Penalty. Penalty offside. Again, they hang on.
What about the advantage?
Not sure whether he saw there. Maybe he saw a knock on. We don't know. He's ruled a penalty. Haven't got time for the line out. Assey has his hands on the ball. He's going to truck it up. He's a big, powerful man. He gets a message from Lamont. He goes forward, ducks his head down, met by a wall. The back's hands on hips. They don't expect to get the ball here, the Hawks. Walkling goes to the left. Rockabara, I think it was, that was brought down. Inches closer, a foot short. Backerich on the short side. They go to him. Instead, no, it's Assey this time. He's been good from close, but he can't get through this time. Rockaboro, one hand out. He's so big and strong. He again ducks his head. Tries to build away at that line. Good defence again. Aggersdyke's turn now, though. They go behind him to Keelan. Ball out the back to Smith. He juggles it. Met by Cal McDonald and Tanner Felix. He goes to ground, crawls another foot or two. They've got numbers on the right. It's a turnover. Andrew Tuala has the ball. They only need to find touch and think. Instead, Cal McDonald goes to Bill Coffey. Coffey's got one to beat. Two. He beats two. He's near that touch line. Happy to go into touch. He looks to his touch judge. Des Gilbert has a word. They're celebrating like it's full time, but we might have a little bit more time here. Edge of the seat stuff. Conversation between the touch judge and Des Gilbert.
Take the mark.
Ball going back. Not sure what the decision is. Still don't know what the decision is. No doubt it's going to be a penalty to Hamilton. Perhaps the touch judge has seen something here. A little bit of confusion is reigning.
Another twist in this tail. That looked like it was full time. Wanderers get the turnover, take it over the sideline. full time for all money. But there's a prior infringement, and the Hawks now have another chance to win this game.
I think a hand in a ruck there was the call in the end, but thought it was done and dusted, the two Blues.
Take the tap.
This Thomas Lamont goes forward. They've been relentless, the Hawks, just mounting pressure. Ball in behind to Keelan. This time they go wide. Rockaboro winds up. Can't beat that around the ankles tackle by Rahui. Ball at the back, Walkling. This time to Keelan. Little ball to Marty Lasua. Lasua does a dance. Ball over the top. Coffey comes up. Numbers on the outside. Oh, he was unmarked, Vasagotti. The ball comes through. A little knock on. That'll do it for the two Blues. Game over. The Premiers are through. First team through to the grand final. What a defensive effort. Yes, over. What a defensive effort from the two Blues. They look gone for all money then. Vasagotti only needed the ball to be thrown to him. Vasatikakau took the odds, went himself. A coach killer, but one, you back him every time though. What defence from the two Blues.
Absolute blue wall. That was what won Wanderers that game. Absolutely no doubt about it. Huge effort in the defensive line. Strong across the park. Fantastic line speed. And it was Andrew Twyler, I'm pretty sure, who made that final tackle that brought Hamilton down. And it's 28-24. Wanderers win and they're through to the grand final 2015.
We need your dust hound port knuckle man of the match.
Oh,
I think it's either Cal McDonald, Rahui, or one of the back rowers.
Martine was strong as well, but fantastic effort by the two Blues.
Cal McDonald.
Martine. No.
Cal McDonald it is.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union. At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
Real Guys, Real Sport, Bar TV.
I'm joined by our dust hand, port knuckle man of the match, Cal McDonald. Mate, they threw everything at you. You had to hold on there at the end.
Yeah, mate, we knew it was going to be like a hard game of footy. They were going to throw everything at us, so we just had to knuckle down, go into where it hurt, and just keep getting up off the ground and tackling. So
it was a fantastic game of footy, expansive, defensive, had everything. But what was the call in that last 5 minutes when they were on your line?
We knew what we had to do. We talked about we're not going to get any easy games. They're good competition for us. There's a lot of good teams at the top, so we knew the last 5 minutes every game. We play to 100. We don't play just 80 minutes. We just keep going and going and going. So that's just the mantra we go to. So
well, you certainly did that again today. Congratulations, straight through to the grand final.
Thank you.
Well, that's a bit of a wrap up here for our major semi-final. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for the elimination semi between Merewether Carlton and University. Now we have the women's championship game between defending premiers Wanderers and Merewether Carlton.